Yeah, no pressure. If I'm late to this thing, it's not a big deal.
That's all right. We got things to do. We're human. Busy guys. So, all right, we're rolling, man. So, episode 14. Episode 14 of Biteworthy.
Sweet.
I'm here with an up-and-coming comedian, man. Literally up-and-coming, because that's where we are. That's where we both reside. I really don't know him that well, so this is kind of a get kind of to know people dinner. We're at Roosters, and I have been here at least 49, 50 times in my life. I've been here since high school. This is a place where a lot of my friends worked, so has the best wings in Cumming. It's one of the best. It's been here for, I don't know, like 25 years, 28 years, something crazy. So I'm here with Nate Rowland. What's your IG? Nate does jokes?
Nate does jokes.
Nate does jokes. Very clever, because you do jokes. You do. So
sometimes.
Nate Rowland. Yeah, I'm glad we got to sit down and talk, because as much as I like to interview comedians that I know, that are well known, I like to actually get to know comedians that come up or that are new or have interesting takes on comedy. So I've noticed that we actually have kind of a lot in common, not just as comedians, but like as people. Like, we're both Cumming comics.
Yeah.
I know it sounds dirty, but we're both like super white guys, very traditional, you know, Caucasian fellas. We work relatively clean in comedy. Do you like to fish, right? You fish?
Like once in a while.
Okay,
Yeah.
we like to fish, and we both respond to scam bot and messages.
Yeah, it's one of my great joys.
I do that, and so we focus on writing wordplay and jokes. So let me ask you how far this goes. See if we're basically twins. Do you know your dad?
Yeah, I do.
All right, you got one on me. All right. Have you ever shit your pants at a GameStop?
No.
All right, we're still different, okay? Are you the golden child of your family, yet still disappoint everybody?
No, my parents are always positive.
Well, all right. Well, our similarities stopped there.
Yeah.
Okay. Not so the same, you and I guess.
Yeah.
But so you respond to bot calls.
Oh, I love it. I love it.
I actually answer. My lady gets super mad at me when I do it. She's like, "Why do you do it? Why don't you just ignore?" I'm like, "Because I'm trying to waste their time or make them think, or, you know, even, God forbid, make them laugh, because I'm sure they don't like doing what they do." Right? Come on. Are you with me there? What's the best response that you are proud of?
Well, I've done their job, and it's not fun.
Okay.
But when I was doing it, I was actually selling a real product or service, which some of those calls...
That's a difference.
Yes, some of them are selling a real product or service, but most of them are scams.
Right.
The thing is, you're going to have to hang up or disconnect or say I'm not interested or whatever. You might as well have fun. So I usually do the most graphic and awful thing I can think of. So when they call me and they're like, "Well, this is Sally," I'll be like, "Well, Sally, this is a really terrible day. I just found out I'm HIV positive." And then she'll go, "I'm sorry to hear that," but I'll take it back to that and go, "Yeah, it's really terrible. The doctor broke the news, and here's how I got it." And
I like that.
Yeah, they'll try to save it. Like, "Well, I'm really sorry to hear that, but are you interested in funding for your business?" Like, "I'm definitely interested in funding for my business, but back to the AIDS."
I don't know how much longer I got. Do you do short term? Like, I like that. That's
you know, whatever.
I have to use that one. There's Tom Segura has used "This is Ambassador Cartwright," and they're like, "Oh, I'm sorry." Like, he's like, "That's okay. I was disbanded for something," and he just goes on to it. "This is Ambassador Cartwright." I might start using. I'm just like, "Oh, this is." Like, I don't know, I'm Brian Kemp. This is Brian Kemp's phone number from Georgia. I'm like, "Oh, God, oh, snap." Or sometimes I'll give them, like, the address that they asked for, and I'll give them, like, the police station, you know, sheriff's department. You gotta play a little bit. So I'll give you some. Now, we're at Roosters, and you've been here, but you've never had their wings. until today.
They're pretty good.
So let me just rattle off some places in Cumming where if you haven't been here, tell me, and I'm telling you need to go there.
Okay.
So place down past the hospital called Baba's.
Haven't had it.
Kebabs, really good.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Because you just order like kufte, I don't know how you say it. I can't remember. Kufte, kubide, either one. The Gas House, the German place.
Yeah, that one's good.
Killer.
Yeah.
Killer.
Watch out for the gas there. At the gas house.
Putting the gas in Gas House.
They'll tell you it's a shower.
Oh man. See, you went from like
I'm sorry.
nice, and then you just kick it up a notch. I like it. I like that because I do that. I do the same thing. Moto by Hobby Lobby.
Yeah, I have been there. That
really
one's good.
I almost picked that place because there's a discount on sushi on Wednesday.
Moto's good. I've been to every sushi place here. You should try Bluefin. Bluefin's probably my favorite. That one's really good.
Bluefin.
Yeah, it's off.
Telling me a place that I don't know?
It's near Post Road, across from the library.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, but back to the internet.
Okay. No, that's good. I'm gonna write that down. Daniel's gas station on exit 16 for biscuits in the morning time.
I've driven past it. I haven't had it.
If you have a morning job, let me tell you, you better stop because better than any restaurant.
Okay.
Yeah. So you look pretty lean. Now you
Thanks.
look like you work out. Like you probably take care of yourself at least.
It's a genetic thing. Both my parents are like bone thin.
Yeah.
And I've often wondered like what leads a person to be a certain size. And I think it's just like bone structure and then the genetic makeup of your brain decides how actively hungry you are every day.
Yeah.
And so like I can go all day and not eat. I mean really all day. And at the end of the day I'm just not really hungry. I can just go to bed, whatever. And that's not most people. And
no,
so
it's not me, that's for sure.
But I mean I'll take it.
Yeah.
You know, you're gonna generally, if you're thin, you're gonna live a long life.
Okay.
But I'll tell you, when I was a freshman in high school, I was 6 feet tall, which I'm still 6 feet tall, and I was 110 pounds.
6 feet, 100. I was 110 and 5'5", and
Yeah.
I couldn't even imagine. You just blow away.
Right.
You just get knocked down with a strong wind. That sucks. Well, let me ask, can you eat a lot of food when you eat?
I really can't.
Okay. Well, then I have this. I was going to ask you, how many wings have you eaten at one time?
Like we had some kind of wing competition in college, and I'll usually do like 15, but this night I did 30.
30?
And afterwards I threw up.
Yeah, okay.
It was too much volume.
The physics don't work.
Yeah.
I did 40 once. 40 was my limit.
Yeah, and
I put down 40 and I was like, I couldn't move for a minute. I'm like, I have to sit here and not do anything.
Yeah, it's a lot of volume. I don't know how. Like I think when people that are very overweight get the stomach stapling surgery and it makes their stomach like this big, you can only eat so much. That's how my stomach is naturally. I just can't eat a lot. So.
Just God stapled it.
Yeah, basically.
Got a divine lap band.
You could say that, yeah.
Nice. So I like your joke and writing style. It's kind of why I have you on here, because my brain goes in the same direction often. Mm-hmm. It's like this older 90s kind of traditional. It's not cheesy or corny, but it's more, I would say, traditional is the way to go. And you have a pretty clean approach.
Thanks.
Like you find the ridiculous, you find the funny. God dang. You find the funny. You find like the opposite version of a word, and you play on that. Yeah. And you try and keep it short. And I got to applaud you for that.
Oh,
so,
thanks.
Who, in your opinion, is a great joke writer, both famous and local, that you've met?
Okay, well, great joke writer of all time, probably Jerry Seinfeld. Nobody writes, and he and I end up doing the same things. He's just observations about life. And every time I try to do personal material, it just does terrible. I don't know why. But like locally,
it's because you're level-headed, not fucked up
my life
individual.
Isn't insane. Yeah, I pay my bills on time, whatever. But.
Oh man, yeah, observation, you're good at it.
Taylor Neely is very funny. There's some people that as soon as they get on stage, I just start laughing. It's just something
because you know it's coming.
Because he's so funny. And then amongst the ladies, Haley Eldman is very funny.
Haley's got great jokes, man.
And she could just, I don't know her personally, but it looks like she could just write, and it's all funny stuff. So I would say both of them in terms of writing.
Those are good picks, man. Haley's killer. She's got a show coming out not too. I think she's doing Gwinnett Festival. I can't remember. I saw a post. I like every comics post, not out of reflex, but also out of like I'm probably gonna see that one. Those are good examples. I would say, and I think we have like a not as good at it and not as clean or not as dirty but cleaner. I say Mark Norman.
I don't know who that is yet.
You need to watch for Mark Norman because he writes so smart, but also simply, and they're quick, but they make you think. They're funny takes on hot topics and like racy, but not really. So it's like he is one, and then I like Liam Harvey has some jokes.
He's good.
Yeah,
Does he do some
dark
material on suicide, I think?
yeah.
See, I
had a joke the other night. I was like, oh yeah, I'm gonna have him on my show, but good thing he's not on suicide watch. I better have him quickly because he's very funny. Jay Badlani also very funny like that. They put the dark in dark humor.
Yeah, I love a good 9/11 joke.
Well, those are your guys. Those are your guys, not suspects, but guys. But Anant was another one. Anant is another dark comic, but he doesn't mean to be. He's accidentally like edgy. He doesn't mean to be. There's a lot of really good joke writers. Christian Davis, he had a joke he wrote one about Superman that I was like, that is chef's kiss, top notch. So, all right, let me ask. So, I know it seems random, but is laying tile harder than grouting tile?
Yeah, laying it's the most challenging part.
It's a pain in the dick.
But really, like, you have to you gotta really plan out your project carefully. And a mistake in the planning can really lead to a problem on the work. It also depends on your customers, because, and I guess we're not in the comedy track anymore, but
it was a mixture of both.
When you work with your hands and you do anything, roofing, tile, whatever, there's a subset of customers that are very, very, very picky. And if you have them and you get the job pretty much perfect, you're good. But if it's mostly good, not quite perfect, they're gonna freak out. And that's maybe the toughest part. Because the money is good in trades and working with your hands and doing residential contracting, but you got to get good enough where all your work can be basically either perfect or almost perfect, so you don't have any big blow-ups. But yeah, when you get those, but tile you got to plan out, you got to practice.
My friend does tile. Let me tell you, we were off by 1/4 of an inch on a bathroom, and we're like, oh, all these stupid cuts we have to make, and it was not fun.
Yeah,
it was not fun.
Yeah,
I just, and the reason I do that, bring up your trade, and but you're the ground master.
Yeah, you can say that. Yeah.
Yeah. So you're relatively new, and we're gonna keep it pretty. We're gonna wrap up here, but you're relatively new to comedy. But in a world of comedy, it seems like you fit in well, and like I understand the level of dedication driving to Atlanta and even farther to do the painstaking, dedicated driving to the mic. And let me ask you, like, what have you liked most about that process? Like, we have a longer drive than most people. Like, we have a bit of a struggle. We have a little bit more reward of a payoff. What are the good things that what have you liked most about going to Atlanta for comedy?
Well, I don't really like to drive.
Okay.
But for me, the best experience, whether I'm in Atlanta or not, is everybody does well. And even maybe the worst comic just does okay. It's not a terrible set. And everybody can kind of get along and chat.
Yeah.
I find it a little odd when you do a mic and none of the comics talk to each other. Because
I can see sometimes it seems competitive. I think comics are just weird people. We're weird. We think weirdly about normal things, and we write a joke about it, and when we take that thing that we wrote and we tell it to strangers, it's kind of an odd thing to do. It's an odd discipline.
it's really unnatural.
Yes, unnatural is a good word to describe it.
Yeah.
Even though humor comes naturally to us, it's an unnatural thing to dedicate your time to write out, to do it, and want to do it as a hobby and profession and go that direction with it.
Yeah.
So I what I like most is I don't like driving. I like the time that I get though. Because let me tell you, I get to practice my set 4-5 times on the way down there.
Oh, you just like talk it into the car.
And
okay,
over
that's
and
cool.
over again. That's what I do. No music. I'm a psychopath that doesn't listen to music on the way down.
That's interesting.
Yeah, I bet Ted Bundy did that. Like drove around with no music. Like who did that? Oh, Gacy, Bundy, Ed Gein, all the serial killers, they probably did that. And me, you know.
That's so funny.
But they're just looking to kill people. I'm looking to kill on stage. That's the difference. So
That's so funny.
I was gonna ask you what you hate most, but it's the drive. I get that. And the parking. Ooh, the parking.
Yeah, the parking thing's frustrating. If I have to pay $10 to park, so be it. I got $10 on me.
You got it like that.
I would say really the only struggle for me is when I'm on stage and I just can't seem to win no matter what I do. It's like first joke ain't working, second joke ain't working, there's lag, people are talking, I'm like 45 seconds in and I'm just like, this isn't going well at all.
Yeah. Do you have a saver joke?
I have a couple that I personally would consider gold, but even in those situations, they're not gonna rescue the set. They're just gonna bring me back a little bit. So I had one last night that went terrible, and I brought in, in case people aren't aware, it's a guy on a motorcycle. People need to know that they should just all kill themselves.
Because that clean old Nate.
Yeah, what were we talking about? That a set isn't. Yeah, I mean, I have some gold. I think that'll bring it back a little bit, but
That's good. I mean, you can at least win back a crowd sometimes.
yeah.
I had an experience. I'll share this, and then we'll kind of one last question. We'll dip on out. Is that I've never experienced this before. I've experienced a bomb, and where there was only once where I didn't get a single laugh.
Yeah.
Luckily, there's been a more than I'd like sets that I've gotten just like a small laugh, a small chuckle. But I had a set the other night. I was telling you, it was at the Dragonfly, and I was getting nothing.
Yeah.
Falling flat.
Yeah.
And then I said one joke that I came up with recently, not too long ago, like in the past 2 months.
Yeah.
And I have never heard a pop like that.
Oh.
It 180'd my set, but it didn't mean to. I'm just like, you know what? I just had Kenny Garcia. He gave me best advice. He goes, always get better and always have fun. And I was like, I'm not having fun doing this.
Yeah.
I feel like I'm getting better. And I was like, you know what? Let's make sure I have fun on the set. I'll tell this joke, because it was far away. Everywhere is far away, but this was farther away than normal. So I was like, okay.
Right.
And everything I said after that got laughs. But I didn't expect that. So the more you do it, the more stuff happens. I'm not some seasoned veteran, but that was just one experience out of several times.
Right.
So we'll end on this. Do you have any advice for ITP people, like inside the perimeter people, for surviving a trip to Lake Lanier?
Well, if you don't know, the lake has anywhere from 4 to 8 deaths every year that you can set your watch to it. And really they boil down to a few things. Number one, alcohol. So if you...
Y'all still good?
We are, yeah.
Y'all need anything?
No, I think we're golden.
Thanks.
Right over there.
No, I appreciate it. You can just
Hold on
edit
to
this out, right?
Yeah, no, we leave it in.
Oh yeah,
It's live. Yeah, this is not a big deal.
that's so funny.
Alcohol.
No, anyway, this is actually important. If you drink alcohol in Lake Lanier, you need to wear a life vest when you get in. Because like one of the people who died last year was a Navy SEAL. So he obviously knows how to swim. He was just
Then we civilians stand no chance.
he was just drunk. So if you just wear a life vest, even you can get drunk and you won't die once you get in the water. And then the other thing is the jet skis. Like if you're on a jet ski, the thing about boats is it's not like a road where there's a lane. There are no lanes. So if you're on a jet ski, this is probably the most common death on all lakes. Somebody in a large boat doesn't see you and turns and cuts you off and kills you. So everyone in a jet ski just has to assume that every boat that they're near is gonna do a 90 degree at any moment and turn and kill them. And I think if they assume that, there wouldn't be any deaths. But yeah, it's really just those two things: drunk people and jet skis. Yeah.
My girlfriend likes White Claws and wants to go jet skiing. I'm like, baby, she has life insurance though, so maybe it's a good idea.
Yeah, lucky for you. Well, if you're gonna, because jet skis are fun. If you're gonna jet ski, just get the rental for 3 hours, do your 3 hours of jet ski, and then get drunk afterwards.
You know what? That's wise advice. Two things that are fun separate that shouldn't belong together. That's the same with women and alcohol. Yeah. I mean, separately, they're a lot of fun. You mix them, it could be bad.
You put them together, and 4 years later, you get child support payments. That's how that works.
Yeah, that's how that works. That's it. But do you have any shows coming up? Anything you wanted to plug?
Glad you asked.
Go ahead.
Murray Saidi has a show in Atlanta. I think it's called
the Earth and Murray show?
Yes,
Yeah.
it's on Saturdays. I think I'm doing that May 14th. And also a show that I really want to grow every Thursday night at Beaumont Cigar Lounge and Hookah Lounge. These two guys, Derek Nicholson and E. Craig, run this show, and this show's tons of fun. There's a great crowd. The food and drinks are great. And we get some nights it's pretty packed. We get some nights it's a little bit slower.
Sure.
And I've been able to host once. I'm going to be hosting a lot more. So the more people we can get to that show would be awesome.
You know what? Thursdays are usually pretty clear for me, so I'm going to try and make my way down there. Yeah.
All right.
You just gained a customer, sir.
All right.
So that's it. Follow Nate. Nate does jokes, and he's a funny guy. He's one of the up and coming comedians, and so that's pretty much all we have. We're gonna keep it nice and tight.
Thanks,
Till next
Ryan.
time, of course. Thank you, man.
See ya.